Have you ever complained about the cold? Maybe you've shivered through a winter day and thought, this is the coldest I've ever been. Well, I want you to hold that thought, because today we're traveling to a place that redefines the meaning of cold. We're going to Oymyakon, a remote village in the heart of Siberia, officially recognized as the coldest permanently inhabited place on Earth. Imagine a place where your eyelashes can freeze solid in an instant, where cars have to be left running 24/7 or their engines will freeze, and where the ground is permanently frozen solid. This isn't a scene from a sci-fi movie. This is daily life for the few hundred resilient souls who call Oymyakon home. The average winter temperature here hovers around a bone-chilling -50 degrees Celsius. But the village's claim to fame is the record-breaking temperature of -71.2 degrees Celsius, or -96.2 Fahrenheit, recorded back in 1924. Just think about that for a second. That's colder than the average temperature on Mars. So, how on earth do people live here? How do they survive, let alone thrive, in such an extreme environment? That's exactly what we're going to explore. We'll uncover the secrets of their daily routines, their unique challenges, and the incredible spirit that defines this extraordinary community. From frozen food markets to schools that only close when it gets really cold, prepare to be amazed. Oymyakon is nestled in a valley in the Sakha Republic of Russia, about 930 kilometers from the city of Yakutsk, which is itself the coldest major city in the world. The village's name, ironically, means non-freezing water, a reference to a nearby thermal spring that remains unfrozen year-round. This spring was historically a crucial water source for reindeer herders who would stop to water their herds. The geography of Oymyakon is a key reason for its extreme climate. The village sits in a valley between two mountain ranges. This topography traps cold air, causing it to sink and settle over the village like a heavy, invisible blanket. This phenomenon is known as a temperature inversion, and in Oymyakon, it's on a whole other level. During the long, dark winters, the sun barely peaks above the horizon, with daylight lasting as little as 3 hours a day in December. Life here is a constant battle against the cold. Let's start with the basics, like getting dressed. You don't just throw on a jacket, layering is a science. You start with thermal underwear, then add wool, fleece, and finally, a heavy-duty outer layer made of fur, often from reindeer or Arctic fox. Hats, gloves, and scarves aren't just accessories. They're essential survival gear. Any exposed skin is at immediate risk of frostbite. Even breathing can be a challenge, as the frigid air can feel like it's burning your lungs. Locals often cover their faces when they step outside. Now, what about homes? The houses are built on stilts. Not for a nice view, but because of the permafrost. The ground is frozen solid, sometimes hundreds of meters deep. If a house were built directly on the ground, the heat from the building would melt the permafrost beneath it, causing the foundation to become unstable and the house to sink or collapse. So they're raised on concrete or wooden piles driven deep into the frozen earth, allowing cold air to circulate underneath and keep the ground solid. Heating is, of course, a top priority. Most homes rely on a central heating plant that pumps hot water through a network of insulated pipes. This plant runs non-stop, all winter long. A power outage here isn't an inconvenience, it's a life-threatening emergency. If the heat goes out, pipes can freeze and burst within hours, and the temperature inside a house can plummet to dangerously low levels very quickly. What about daily chores? Things we take for granted become monumental tasks. For example, plumbing. Most homes have outhouses because indoor plumbing is incredibly difficult to maintain. The ground is too frozen to dig for pipes, and any pipes that are laid are at constant risk of freezing. So a quick trip to the bathroom often means a brave dash through the freezing cold. Let's talk about food. With the ground frozen solid, agriculture is pretty much impossible. You won't find fields of wheat or vegetable gardens here. The local diet is heavily based on meat and fish. Reindeer meat, horse meat, and fish from the local rivers are staples. These foods are high in calories and fats, providing the necessary energy to stay warm. One local delicacy is straganina, which is raw, thinly sliced frozen fish. It's eaten frozen, much like a fishy popsicle, and is rich in nutrients. The local market is a sight to behold. There are no refrigerators needed here. The sellers simply lay their goods out on wooden crates in the open air. You'll see rows of fish, frozen solid as rocks, standing upright in the snow. Butchers sell blocks of frozen meat, and vendors sell frozen berries collected during the short summer. It's a surreal, frozen-in-time marketplace where nature provides all the refrigeration you could ever need. Getting around is another huge challenge. Most residents own Russian-made UAZ jeeps or trucks, which are known for their durability. But starting a car in these temperatures is a serious ordeal. Many people leave their cars running 24/7 during the coldest months. If they do turn the engine off, they have to use blowtorches to warm up the engine block and other components before it will even think about starting again. Garages are heated, and if a car is left outside for too long, the tires can shatter and the engine oil can turn into a thick, unusable sludge. Despite these hardships, life goes on. Children go to school, though the rules are a bit different. The single school in Oymyakon only closes if the temperature drops below -55 degrees Celsius for the younger children. The older kids have to tough it out until it's even colder. Imagine telling your kids school isn't cancelled because it's only -50. The people of Oymyakon are a mix of ethnic Russians and indigenous Yakut people. They are incredibly tough, resilient, and resourceful. They have a deep respect for nature and a strong sense of community. In a place where a simple mistake can have fatal consequences, neighbors rely on each other for survival. If a car breaks down on the road, it's an unwritten rule that the next driver who comes along must stop and help. Leaving someone stranded could be a death sentence, but it's not all doom and gloom. The landscape, while harsh, has a stark, breathtaking beauty. The winter days are filled with what the locals call whispering stars, which is the sound of your own frozen breath crackling in the air. The trees are coated in a thick layer of hoarfrost, making the forest look like a crystal wonderland. And when the sun does shine, it glitters off the snow-covered landscape, creating a scene of pure, pristine beauty. Tourism is also becoming a small but growing industry. Adventurous travelers come from all over the world to experience the extreme cold and earn a certificate that proves they've visited the pole of cold. They can take part in activities like ice fishing, visit a reindeer herder's camp, and, of course, take a dip in that non-freezing thermal spring. It's a surreal experience, sitting in warm water while the air around you is cold enough to freeze you solid. The short summer, from June to August, is a dramatic contrast. The temperatures can swing wildly, sometimes reaching over 30 degrees Celsius. That's a temperature swing of over 100 degrees from winter to summer. During these brief warm months, the land comes alive. The snow melts, wildflowers bloom, and the locals spend their time fishing, hunting, and gathering berries and mushrooms to last them through the coming winter. It's a frantic race against time before the cold inevitably returns. Living in Oymyakon is a testament to human adaptability and endurance. It's a life stripped down to the essentials, where community, resourcefulness, and a profound respect for the power of nature are not just virtues, but necessities for survival. The people here don't just endure the cold. They have built a life and a culture around it. They are proud of their home and their heritage. They see the cold not as an enemy, but as a part of their identity. So the next time you feel a chill and think about complaining, take a moment to remember the people of Oymyakon. Remember the frozen eyelashes, the 24-hour running cars, and the schools that stay open at -50. It's a powerful reminder of how incredibly resilient and adaptable we can be, and that home can be found even in the most extreme corners of our planet. Thanks for joining me on this journey to the coldest village on Earth. It really puts our own winter blues into perspective, doesn't it? If you found this as fascinating as I did, Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures to the world's most incredible places. Let me know in the comments what's the coldest temperature you've ever experienced. Stay curious and I'll see you in the next video.